Hi and welcome to Unacademy. In this collection, we'll be reviewing the basic grammatical concepts and see how we can apply those in learning the various principles which are there in English grammar and eventually see how those can be applied in solving the questions which come under the grammar section in CAT. As you're all aware, uh, grammar does play a very significantly major part in all the competitive exams when it comes to the verbal section. So we'll be see how to tackle those questions right now. I mean, it's the series is going to be somewhere around 8 to 10 collections will be there, and in these collections we'll be adopting a gradual approach, right? So right now in this collection, which is the basic grammar overview, the whole purpose is to acquaint you guys with some of the jargons, so to say, so that when we dwell deeper into the important concepts, find out how the various errors are planted by the examiners in the questions, you are well aware as to what concepts are we talking about. So let's start off with the most basic concept, which is very, very important. Those concepts will be covered in the first lesson, which is the sentences. So let's begin. Okay, before we begin, something about me. My name is Himanshu, and I've done my BE from BITS Pilani. I work at Dell as a senior business marketing analyst. I took CAT 2014 and my percentile was 99.67. And please follow me on Unacademy. My user ID is unacademy.in/user/Himanshudas. Let's begin. Right. Now, what is a sentence? The first question which comes to my mind is, what is a sentence? What are the various parts of a sentence from a grammar point of view? And how there can be a few exceptions which, shouldn't really befuddle us. These are some of the concepts which we would be trying to, kind of understand in this lesson. What is a sentence? Now, okay, first thing first, we are not trying to understand grammar here from a point of view that, you want to become a linguistic expert. No, linguistics is totally different. You don't need to be absolutely an expert on, various concepts which are there in the sense that you have to write a research paper. You need to understand the concepts only from a point of view that you need to be able to solve the questions which you see, which you come across in your practice questions, in the final, in the mock tests, and eventually in the exams that you're going to give, right? So yeah, what is a sentence? So for a layman, sentence is nothing but a set of words which in principle convey a complete thought. It's as easy as that. Now, a sentence can be 2 word long, it can be 20 words long, it can be of any length, right? So Ram sings, it's giving me a complete message that Ram is singing, Ram can sing. So yeah, it can be as short as Ram sings, you're a good boy, Ravi. That's also a complete sentence. And it can be something as complex as you're seeing here. A sentence is a linguistic unit consisting of one or more words that are grammatically linked and can include words grouped meaningfully to express a statement, question, exclamation, request, command, or suggestion, right? So yeah, as I said, it can be as small as a two-worded sentence, or can be as huge and complex as this. But what are we trying to prove by talking about these things? What we are trying to prove here is that a sentence primarily consists of these two things. One is a subject, the other is a predicate. Now, what is a subject? Subject is noun oblique pronoun of the sentence about who you're talking, right? And predicate is the action or the verb of the sentence. No sentence can be complete without a subject and a predicate. If you see a group of words which is having either a subject, as in either a noun, or just a predicate, as in either a verb, then that will not be a sentence. There are different things which we call them, as we'll see in subsequent lessons. But for a sentence to be, for a group of words to be called as a sentence, it needs to have a subject and a predicate. You can see here in these examples, I mean, even if a sentence is 2 word long, Ram sings. Ram, the person about whom the sentence is, So he is the noun. And what is he doing? He sings, right? So the verb is sings. Then Sham is a doctor. Noun is Sham, verb is. So okay, some of you might get confused that how come is a verb, but yeah, is a verb. So don't get confused about. I mean, I deliberately chose this example. It's a very simple sentence, but you need to be aware that is also can be a verb. Then the last example, the CEO has recommended him a bonus. Who? The CEO, he's a noun. What has he done? He's recommended him for a bonus, right? So first thing, I mean, this is the most important concept that you'll learn perhaps in the next few lessons, because on the basis of subject and predicate you will find a lot of questions. At times the verb might not agree with the subject, the tenses may be wrong, so on and so forth. So be able to identify the subject and the predicate is of utmost importance. Next we come to parts of a sentence, right? As I said, subject and predicate, as we covered in the previous slide, are the parts of a sentence, but how do we go about identifying? If you would have observed me saying, I repeated at least twice or thrice, that subject tells me whom or what the sentence is about. ये sentence किसके बारे में है? Who are we talking about? That is told to me by the subject of the sentence. And the predicate is told to me by what the subject is doing. जो सब्जेक्ट है, जो कि मेरा नाउन या प्रोनाउन है, वो क्या कर रहा है, दैट इज टोल्ड टू मी बाय द प्रेडिकेट. सो राम, ये राम सिंग्स. इन दिस सेंटेंस हम किसके बारे में बात कर रहे हैं? वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट राम. और राम क्या कर रहा है? दैट इज टोल्ड टू मी बाय द प्रेडिकेट. राम गाना गा रहा है, राम इज सिंगिंग या राम सिंग्स, राइट? सिमिलरली श्याम, who is this person? What is this sentence talking about? The sentence is talking about Ram. और राम क्या है? Is है a doctor, right? Then the CEO has recommended him for a bonus. So this sentence is किसने, I mean who has recommended him for a bonus? The CEO. So he is my subject, and he's done what? He has recommended him. So this is my predicate. You would have observed that in most cases the structure is subject and then the predicate, but it is not a universal rule. At times what we may observe is that the predicate might precede the subject. In other words, predicate might come before the subject, right? This is done generally to emphasize over a certain point, right? So here comes Mahesh. We can very well say Mahesh is coming. Mahesh will always be my subject. Come in whichever verb form, tense form, would always be my predicate. But even if it's like here comes Mahesh, right? It is not wrong. Similarly, there go the manager and the members of his team. The sentence is about the manager and the members of his team. So they are my subject, right? And go is the action which they are doing, and hence it is my predicate, right? So this is pretty much it about this lesson. I'll again try to briefly summarize what we've learned. We've learned what is a sentence, what are the two most essential things that make a sentence, and how do we go about identifying. So sentence is nothing but a group of words. These group of words would have a subject and a predicate. Subject is the noun, or in other words, what is this sentence about? Who are we talking about? And predicate is the action which that noun or pronoun is doing. So once we are done with these concepts, we can build ahead and see what the next lessons have in them to offer. Thank you for now.